Hi guys, Dogre here with a new video, and this video is not a clickbait video. Well, it could be a clickbait because the title would be Project Epoch is shutting down, but actually the Epoch team is shutting down. So I have my theories behind it. I'm going to explain how my emotions went. Like it feels a bit uh, like emotions. Like again, it's a game, right? If it shuts down, it is what it is. But I was kind of sad when I read that. Like Kate Otis, whatever, like that guy. Multiple members of the Project Epoch team have received a cease and desist from Blizzard Entertainment. In compliance, we are shutting down the services that we are able to, including the website. And we are ceasing any and all activities that could be construed as marketing, distribution, or support of Project Epoch, any emulated WoW servers, and any WoW client software, including any Project Epoch client software or updaters. We will not be involved with or operate private servers for any Blizzard or Activision games. So that was the first message that came at 18:42, like 6:42 p.m. On CST, and I was kind of sad because obviously I really like the server, right? Even with the bugs, even with like the dev team not being good, I feel like most of the debugging that went was because of Ascension, not really because of the Epoch team. And there was a support team which basically was Ascension and not really like you had the mod teams, but the mods they were whatever. So now Ascension is going to take over, which I'm going to. I'd already spoiled the video pretty much, but like I was legit sad because I was in a BG. I was like thinking, oh, I have a lot of fun. And then people were talking in the guild. I was like, what? And then I went to the Discord and I saw that message. And it was like, again, I have already made a post like that Epoch was like one of the best times of my like classic WoW journey, right? Classic WoW, Classic Plus, TBC, even RAF. Like that version of the game was like the most fun version I have ever played, even with the bugs. So imagine if there was no bugs. Imagine if like they had like consistent updates that was planned to be. I was like having high hopes, and obviously if Blizzard would like copy paste literally Epoch without the bugs, obviously, I would like play that literally the whole time, right? Every time I can come to play, I would be playing that. Because PvP is a big portion of the server, literally leveling through PvP, BGs, getting XP, doing BGs while leveling, feeling like you're not running out of quests in any zone. You don't have to zone hop, and that's maybe the charm of Classic, but that's something I really didn't like about leveling, like the zone hopping. I felt like I can stay in Winter Spring for 2 levels and still be good. That's something you cannot really say in Classic. You had to go Winter Spring, Ashara, and then Silithus, and then maybe go back to Winter Spring. That's not really happening here. But anyways, that was like for the sad part of the video. The good part is Ascension is taking it like they're taking it over, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to put the announcement. Excuse me, the announcement of Epoch updates. Kezan and Kurubashi realms will stay online. Do you read it? Yeah, you can read that. So Kezan and Kurubashi realms will stay online and continue to be developed. There is an existing full road map for future Project Epoch content. A lot of that content is already developed and will be released. A team will be assembled to continue development and fulfill that roadmap. The vision and values of the project will be maintained. A more pure Classic Plus vanilla and no pay-to-win shop items. I'm going to stop here. A lot of people are saying that Ascension is going to take over and completely change the vision, completely change the project, which I think they are not. The reason why they took that project in the first place and like merged Epoch to Ascension was because it was a product that they don't have on the Ascension launcher. You have obviously you have the seasonal realm with like the drafts. You have like area 52, I think, where it's like more you can choose whatever you want. And then you have obviously Bronzebeard, which is the for me, in my opinion, a RAF plus, but you can call it a Classic plus. But for me, it's a RAF plus with classic elements and classic content. You have obviously the Koa, which is Conquest of Azeroth, that is going to come out, I don't know when, but like 21 new classes. Basically, you don't have any of the original classes, and that could be fun as well. But truly, if you want like a classic or like the closest to a classic is Project Epoch, and then you add the plus, which would be the Ascension part. I felt also like most of the things that were like fixed was because of the Ascension team. The devs were from Ascension. The Epoch team was good at imagining content, but they were not really good at executing the content. That's the truth. They had like a lot of bugs on a lot of ways, and for example, dungeons they were like very well made, but with a lot of trash mobs, right? And a lot of bugs. That's something like I cannot unsee. I already said that multiple times. Like even though they had bugs, even though they have like mistakes, even though they have like game breaking stuff, I still enjoyed the server, and that's why I actually played it. Um, but that's like that side. I don't think Ascension is going to change drastically, and they're not going to steer away from it. I'm just like scared of like losing players for the first announcement instead of reading the second announcement and thinking that Ascension is going to change everything. That's not going to happen. I think Ascension is going to do better than Project Epoch in a lot of ways. A new recovery service panel has been added to the help menu in game to help you recover items you accidentally lost. So that's a new feature that you didn't have. This works for vendored items, persist through sessions, disenchanted items, deleted items. This lets you recover a limited number of items for a bit of extra gold cost to prevent abuse. And for efforts against RMT, which that's purely Ascension, guys. Efforts against RMT have been quite successful with hundreds of accounts banned for botting and gold selling, which is perfect. It's something that classic Blizzard doesn't do. An in-game bug tracker is being added in the next update that will help prioritize the most major issues. I will have more updates soon. I think the thing that I'm like asking myself is that how come that Ascension War main are like still up? Ascension has been out for I think 2020, maybe even more. I don't remember when they started. And Warmin has been up since 12 years pretty much. Like I remember Arena Tournament as well, which became Warmin at the end. Like those servers always existed. So how come Project Epoch that existed for one whopping month, not even, gets a cease and desist? What I truly believe, and that's like me being like the conspiracy theory and don't shoot me. If you have watched the video till now is the conspiracy theory detective Togray. I think they didn't get a cease and desist. I think this is BS. I think they just like were scared of this cease and desist because of like Everlook. They were scared of the repercussion of those things, and they didn't get like the letter from Blizzard because obviously for that you need to be like it takes time. Like they are not going to cease and desist from the get-go. What I think that it could happen is they did a cease and desist when they made that YouTube video that got like taken down, and then they were already drafting it, and then they sent it, which takes a long time before reaching to the said person. So I think they already did that before, and they like got the letter right now. I don't think they got it because the server is 1 month old, because it takes time to get the evidence, to get the lawyers, first and foremost. But also, I think it's too easy. Like it became too fast. It came too fast. Like there was not even a decision. I don't know if they like had this cease and desist like a week ago, but it feels weird because nobody was really talking about it. Like the negativity wasn't there. I think they just sold the project to Ascension. They saw that most of the work was from Ascension. Ascension also saw that probably the shop was probably not that much of a success. So they saw, okay, our return of investment is not great or like fantastic. So we don't know how to develop like without bugs. We don't know. It's a lot of work. We have the vision, but we don't have like the execution. For me, they just gave it to Ascension like a hot potato tit, pretty much, and they said like I prefer to play the game instead of like developing the game. That's what I feel. That's my theory. I think they were always going to abandon ship 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, 5 weeks in. Although I would probably not have said that on a video. It was always on my mind. Like it feels they are not communicating as much as before. Like K-Tortoise never really communicated at all. Like Dutch was communicating the most. You had Greg, which is also Ascension, communicating the most. You had a few mods communicating on the Discords, but it didn't really feel like Epoch was behind it, except like behind the curtains trying to work for future content. That's what I feel and what I see. Now, you can take it very wrongly and you can say, "Oh man, it's over pretty much. The game is going to be Ascension," or you can take it positively, like me, where I feel like I have more trust in Ascension delivering good content and good, like, non-buggy content. Because for me, Ascension was never buggy. Like, I played it, it's not bad. I just don't like the snowball effect of power creep, which normally should not happen because we have this, like a more pure classic plus vanilla. I didn't really like the power creep issue that some Ascension things have. And their balancing is good, but it's also like sometimes very late. That's the only thing I have like concerning. But it's also very hard to balance it. Like you can have Ice Block and Divine Shield at the same time. Like I don't know how you can balance those things in PvP, but they have like 1v1s. They have like a lot of great stuff, which I find quite good on Ascension. I'm also more a fan of Ascension because they are up since a long time, so they know how to do stuff, and they work with like even content creators and whatnot. So they are not afraid to show them themselves, and they create also things from zero. Like Koa, Conquest of Azeroth, is literally created from zero. And yes, it is still the Warcraft IP, but they could call it something else than Warcraft, and it would be a new game pretty much with like different assets. Like I think the mana tomes, or I don't know how it's called. The mana, like the dungeons with like kind of a Torghast thing where you keep on going harder and harder and harder with better rewards. That's quite cool. I don't think it's a classic plus thing, but it's quite cool that they build it from zero pretty much. So that's something that I really liked from Ascension. So I have trust in them. Now I'm going to take it back if I see like it's becoming more of a Bronzebeard or more of a Area 52 kind of like gameplay. Then I'm going to take it back. But at the moment, you don't really have any concerns. Like it feels like it is still the same game. I don't think Epoch was like behind the few stuff that went good about Epoch at the end. I think without Ascension, Epoch would not have seen the light anyways. So for me, it was like business as usual. Truthfully, I'm going to end on a good note. Now, when there is an update, I'm going to most likely make a video about it. But on a good note, I think Epoch, if you're like me, you are a PvPer in your heart, you prefer to play PvP over everything. If PvP didn't exist, you would not be playing, if you're like me, for example. Epoch is like the closest to the best PvP I have ever like done leveling wise. I remembered Warhammer Online while doing so. I don't know if you have played Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning, which has a private server, which is Return of Reckoning, which is a fantastic private server, by the way. You could level through PvP and get gear through PvP, and you had scaling from gear to gear, like you have brackets of gear. It made me think about that, like open world PvP, getting gear, like getting levels by eliminating horde or alliance, getting like a daily quest in different zones, actually activating. Like if you want to PvP and you want to level through it, you gotta just farm into the zones. You get 10k every zone at my level, so 10k is like enormous XP, right? It is even more than an elite quest. So if you just kill 5 alliance every zone, you would get like a lot of XP. Like I think I have like 10 open quests, which would result in 100 XP, 100k XP, which is a half a level, just basically with the quests, and then plus also the kill XP and the Warsong Gulch. You can basically level with just PvP. And that's something like I really enjoyed about Epoch. I also think the gearing is quite cool. I think the itemization is cool. The profession is really cool. It feels like it's different to Classic, but not too much. It feels TBC, but not too much as well. I really, really enjoy Epoch. Like I was really sad when I saw the announcement, and like relieved when I saw the announcement from Dutch, from Ascension. Like it feels way better to know that they are like in a good hands. Some people might troll and think like it is like always Ascension, like they sold out to Ascension, which I do believe like they sold out to Ascension, but I would prefer them like selling to Ascension and knowing that look, Ascension is going to take part, like care about the development of stuff, because again they are very strong in developing in time. Like they put out content every single time. You have seasons with changes every single time. So I'm like confident that like they can do that. I think it will take a bit of time to readjust teams because they are doing that with here, for example, they are assembling teams for continuing development, and I do believe like they're going to do a good job. Now I do still not understand like how do they come not get a cease and desist or like stop. I think they're just good. They know how to do stuff, and I don't lag on those servers, so it means that it is close to EU at least. So yeah, I think Ascension is going to save Epoch, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I hope people are not going to leave because of the announcement from Ktotes, because if you realistically think about what has been done from Epoch, you need to remember how it was buggy and it was not launch ready um, when Epoch was alone. And when Ascension came, it was literally the savior, pretty much. Like after 2 or 3 nights, it made a server being run without like heavy crashes at the start. And obviously, you have sometimes crashes here and there. That just happens with like custom content, but they're going to work on it, and I think Ascension is going to work way better with like no one in their like feet working against them, which I think Epoch was kind of like that. Again, time will tell if I was right or not. I do believe like it's a good thing. And I'm excited to see. Like I'm level 59, close to 60. I think I'm going to stop XP at 59.99, do PvP, enjoy my time. I already made multitude of community posts. Like it feels kind of sad now that I have those announcements. Like it feels like counterproductive with what I've posted. But I wanted to make a montage video about like Project Epoch to immortalize the fun I have. It would be like a passion project. I think I would not get any money from it because it would be with music. It is what it is. But I want to immortalize that moment because I think like I don't think any other server would give me the amount of fun I had on World of Warcraft. Like I think if it shuts down today, I would have a hard time going back to Blizzard, except if they made like a Classic Plus that would be worthwhile. Um, so yeah, we'll have to see. Like again, I'm not against paying a subscription to like I paid 2 subscription to Blizzard, right? So it was never about money. It is more about like respecting my time. I feel like Classic didn't do that with the amount of bots running, with the amount of disgusting like the customer service is really bad. Like people getting banned for nothing, people not getting banned for something. Like again, if you're buying 20k gold on server release and you're literally not banned, like I don't understand, right? I feel like Blizzard is like whatever. We'll see. They are in fully right, by the way. Huh? Blizzard like shutting down private servers. They are in their right. Like I'm not mad to Blizzard that they're shutting down servers. I'm mad to Blizzard because they cannot put any content that is close to the care of what private servers can do, which is weird because I think they have the power and they have the devs to do that, but they don't seem to give what I truly seek, which is kind of sucky. And again, I'm just like Togrim. They don't need to like ponder to me, but I think a lot of the private servers and the players from private servers, they feel what I feel. Like they feel like Blizzard cannot offer them the content or the care or the service that a private server could do for no money. Like I think everyone would be okay to pay 13 euros per month uh, for like literally quality service with no boss, with custom content that is going to be developed over the years without like that feeling of you have to have a fresh to make content being good. Like it feels like they need to do a fresh every year to get like 1 or 2 months of high engagement, and then it's going to drop because nothing really changes. That's how I feel. But anyways, I don't want to turn it into a rant. 20 minutes of video of me talking about the announcement is already long enough. I do think I did talk about a bit more about Epoch and about what I feel about what the plan says a bit more. But I want to reassure you guys. I think if you're liking PvP, it still is like the server to be on. and depends on how Ascension is going to hold their promises. I do trust Ascension way more than the Project Epoch team. So take it however you want it to be taken. So thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you and have a great day. Bye.